ICRISAT, and thank you very much for opening up this dialogue. I think this is just the first step. Thank you very much.
I'll sum up this way. Whenever I go to a farmer, he used to ask me, and he asked me 3 questions. Whatever technology you bring, it should reduce my production costs. This is number 1. Number 2 is how you can increase my profits from the present level. This is number 2. And number 3 is how you bring down my risk. These are the 3 things which farmer desires to have answers. And whatever we do should revolve around these 3 things, and with specific to Telangana, with my last 40 years of my experience in this ecosystem in Telangana. We have challenges today. One is with regards to water technologies. How precisely we give water to the crop, because the water productivity is very low. This is number 1. And more so because of the rice, predominance of rice in this state, and similar situation exists in northwestern part of the world, where rice wheat is a ecosystem is thriving because of obvious reasons I think. Then number 2 is with regards to soil health and regenerative agriculture. This is the second, because we have only 3 crops occupying 90% of the area: cotton, rice, and a group of crops like red gram, groundnut, and a few other crops. These occupy about 90% of the area. So we need to find a solution for, say, what you call this problem, that is crop diversification. How we, say, what you call, address the issue of, which is part of soil health, which is again part of it. So crop diversification, taking away the farmers from that. That is then enhancing the human capacities. Today the agriculture, previous agriculture is not the one which we are talking about. Since we are talking of a new, say what you call, type of data-driven agriculture, then enhancing the human capacities. Let me be very humble and with all humility, let me say that for the last 75 years, we are physically going to the farmer and telling him to do this, to do that. And today suddenly you come and I say that I will push a advisory to him and ask him to practice. Let me be. So say we have several farmers who say what you call share with me. So we need to enhance the human capacities of stakeholders, including the farmers, the department people, the university, and all other. If you add the last one is not the least is how we create credible experimental evidence to convince the policymakers. This is so then only you can do policy advocacy for whatever we are talking. These are the few points I think which are specific to Telangana agriculture. Since efforts have been made in the last few years to build the database, I think it could be possible for us to see the agriculture not from this cone but from a lower cone. Say what precisely. I think this is what I would suggest for the Telangana. Thank you very much for giving me this.
So, Krishna Garu, your words on the next steps, and then we'll open up the floor for questions.
You know, Cyprus was telling 1 trillion for Telangana. I think if our chief minister is serious, by tomorrow it will be equal to 1 trillion. How? Just tell all the produce that the American rate. You make 1 trillion. Simple. You don't need a big economics to tell us. The moment you sell at all American rate, US rate, like a star, like water bottle at a Starbucks rate, you make 1 trillion. So I think what I see is the changes in the global scenario in agriculture. I'll tell you the US, I was there in Wisconsin. What they're doing is, now because the resources amount is, the research amount is less, now they're merging all the departments into one. Agronomy, economic, ecology, plant pathology, everything bringing it together one department called Crop Innovation Center. Whereas unfortunately in India, we are creating more agriculture university, more horticulture university, more veterinary university, and whatever the money is there, distributed for administrative staff and car and vehicles. So literally we don't have money anymore in the agriculture. any focus in the long term. One side they are consolidating, one side they are distributing. So the two different contrasts is happening. I think that has to stop quickly, otherwise we will be in trouble. And the second is, where Sai was talking about small, medium farmers to be recognized. I think the things now, the startups will happen. Now many people are vexed with now IT will lose the jobs now in any case. They'll all go back to the home. They'll go back to the village. And it will happen. Reverse migration will happen. I think we're fortunate to have ICRISAT right in Telangana. But since our secretary is here, I want to capture that opportunity. He has to make now all the agriculture universities in this Telangana state do work with ICRISAT. Both should work in partnership. And that's a very critical, because we have limited resources. We have limited resources. As a state, we have limited resources. ICRISAT also will have limited resources. How do you put together the dollar put together and combine and that make it happen? And I think state has to come out 3-4 important crops. What is that we want to focus? And unfortunately, what is happening? The price, supporting price for rice is good. Everybody is doing the rice. And because rice is grown, now governments are also giving free rice to everybody. And the free rice, now everybody is increasing obesity. It is good for us because we are actually company can sell more. So obesity increase, free rice is also increasing obesity. So in our vicious circle, I think we need to stop this vicious circle. And I think the most important is the partnership. The industry also should think that work with the universities, work with the ICRISAT, such an institute. Like I was talking about the palatability. The reason is why I said millet. Nobody has done science that millets can be chopped into the enzyme, and that the fibers will be more palatable, more good for cancer and other purpose. Somebody has to do science. And we have like National Institute of Nutrition right here. I don't know what they do actually, but that nutrition has been done. Everything is right. Ecosystem is here. The problem is the scientists they don't want to collaborate at all. Each scientist thinks he is a Nobel laureate. And the scientist has to get out of the ego, thinks that society at large, state at large, how do you collaborate, how to make it happen? And I think that mindset has to change from the scientist to FPO. Farmers are politicians. Whatever is said is small, medium entrepreneurs. You set up something, immediately bring a MLA influence and ministry influence there. It's not going to be easy, also, please. Every farmer is more powerful than the MLA. Okay, so I think you need to look at the ecosystem also a little intelligently. And I feel still the startup is the only solution. If we need 10 clusters, one startup can have a warehouse, manage, and all the digital infrastructure can be integrated to that. And I think you look at the digital infrastructure, what Telangana government is doing, if that can be, unfortunately I'm old now. If I'm 35, I will catch up that all the energy of that digital infrastructure, and I can predict what crop will come in Telangana for the next 3 months. If I have that prediction, I can play my game in the commodity stock market. You see how the whole game changes differently. The commodity market, you can make more money. See how the startup can change the game. And I think the only startup is to, and the collaboration with universities and this, and the number of universities has to be reduced. Now, the time has come, number of crops are more, and we have less resources. And I think collaboration, reduction, consolidation, all are very crucial today. Thank you.
Questions from the audience?
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Indra Reddy. I formed the Telangana Bee Hub Society. So since it is sustainable agriculture, so we can't afford to forget our honeybees which pollinate our 80% of our crops. So from past 4 years I've been working on honeybees, and we have 5 types of honeybees which bee works on which crop. And this honeybees also enhance the crop yield by 80%, and it is providing employment to many beekeepers. But because of the pesticides, we keep losing the bees, and the beekeepers are not able to survive. Because farmers are the scientists, what I feel, because it's been, we think that they don't know anything, but because of pressurized and we are 104 banned pesticides still available in the market, especially the weedicides, and whenever we place the beehives in a crop or in an orchard, and because of the weeds, and farmers are unable to clear those weeds, and they simply spray, and all the pollinators extinct. Already 40% of the bees extinct, and no more crops, no more pollination, no more crops, no more food security. So I request that honeybee should be a part of the agriculture, and there should be a separate, we have to work more on entomology and honeybees and which bees work on which crop, because mangoes also, we can see that last year its yield has fallen down, and we have placed these bees as a rental purpose. Now from last year, like mustard, sunflower also has doubled. We only talk about paddy and cotton, but now slowly we are creating awareness to our Telangana Beehive Society to go right and second crop. So I request that like honeybees has to be included, and it's a double the income concept in MIDH also. 40% subsidies are there. So it has to take it to the farmers so that apart from paddy, at least second crop we are motivating to.
Questions for the secretary.
Yes, secretary sir, and I really appreciate sir that geo mapping is there, and for beekeepers it will be a great advantage, so that we can just go and deploy our beehives, so that it will be useful for both of us, like farmers and the beekeepers. Thank you, sir. It's like more of like lengthy one, but I just wanted to say that sustainable agriculture and bees are part of agriculture. Thank you so much.
Yes, I can't agree with you more. So, but obviously, honeybees should be included as part of our ecosystem. They are already a part. But if you can give me specific instances where we can intervene and say these particular chemicals require, maybe not now, but maybe offline also. Then I
Especially
think
the
we can start.
glyphosate is a major problem. Yeah, and the GM seeds and some other genetically modified seeds also, this don't work.
So I think we have to work with the industry also to ensure that it's a collaborative effort, because ultimately pesticide is
No,
also.
one more thing, sir, like in NMRGP, that only if we have it, especially in the orchards, like I have lemon orchard, we always, only that weeds will be there only for 3 months. And that if we can use those labor for removing the weeds around, like ring trenches or some trenches in the crop, then farmers also reduce the expenditure. So that will be a help instead of it will be only for 1-2 months during the monsoon season. So I want that, because even though we are affordable, but we are not willing to remove the weeds and put, because that's a wealth to the soil. We talk about the soil and we use the pesticide and we are not cleaning the land. So we have to use that in crops. We have to use that NMRGP labor to be used in horticulture crops, where we can use for ring trenches.
Yeah, so the issue of whether NREGA can be used in private farms for reducing labor expenditure is a national level debate. We have not sorted it out so far. So, but I think we should use the opportunity to let the debate go on, but we must find a way of protecting our honeybees. So I think we can work together to see what is the way forward.
Yeah, it is being taken care of. The honeybee component in the universities has been picked up. There are already 4 or 5 universities which are dedicatedly working on that. One is Seoul, and here also in PJTSA you have the forestry university has that. Several private entrepreneurs are taking up. And with regards to your pesticide problem, Government of India from time to time releases a list of approved pesticides which have which are banned for specific purposes and so on and so forth. So I think, and apart from that, the new curriculum of NEP 2020 with regards to agriculture, honeybee component has been of highest importance as a entrepreneurship program in the ENP programming.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, dignitaries on the right and off the dais. I can stand very proud today because I'm the product of all of you. Because I've done